Is it live now?
Yeah,
All right. What's up? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling all right. How about yourself?
Can't complain. It's Tuesday. It's a little gloomy here in Dallas. It's raining, but other than that, all good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we are here to discuss love and marriage, DC. This is season 2, right? Episode 3. Got the title of the episode, but tell me what you thought about this episode here that we are talking about.
I thought it was a little slow, honestly. A little boring.
Mhm.
It really didn't give much.
It didn't. So let's start out with the first thing. So actually, this episode picked up where the last one left off with the conversation between Arena and Winter, where Winter was bringing up those receipts that she allegedly had about Arena and her kids and her family.
Mm-hmm.
And, Arena wasn't too happy about that. She feels that when it comes down to this stuff, basically you should leave the kids out of it and the family. So tell me what you thought about this scene here.
Um, I agree. Like, I thought it was kind of tacky, for Winter to do that. I'm not really feeling Winter this season. I think you should definitely keep your mouth off of people's children and people's families, especially when it's unprovoked. Which is very like blah. And she was just trying to make a moment happen, but y'all love her for some reason. I don't know.
I mean, Winter has her moments. Like I said, when
I
we
mean, but like if this was if this was flipped and Ashley did this,
yeah, people
yeah,
call it actually a mean girl.
exactly. So I'm saying, why are y'all calling Ashley a mean girl? What is Ashley doing that's mean besides asking people straightforward questions, just like she did last year? And Winter can antagonize and provoke people, and do behind the scenes messy things and be touted as some type of victim. I don't get it.
So for me, I'll say when it comes down to Ashley, I think what it is with me with Ashley, I think is sometimes Ashley's delivery is not the best. I think the way she says things sometimes come off a little wrong. But when it comes to Winter, I've gone in on Winter too. I don't agree with things that Winter does because I don't like the fact that Winter is one of the type of people that she'll say something behind your back, but then when someone brings it to her, she deflects and she talks around the circle. So I don't like that about Winter. I will say with Ashley, I do respect the fact that if Ashley says something, she stands on it. So that's one thing I can say I respect about Ashley as opposed to Winter.
I mean, yeah, and Winter is a mean girl.
Yeah, I'll give her that. She's a mean girl. I think last season a lot of people felt that way about Winters because it felt like for her to be on this show and she was supposedly Monique's friend of 15 years. I think that's what a lot of people took issues with.
I mean, and take that out on Monique. Don't be taking it out on Ashley. Ashley ain't obligated to be this lady friend.
True.
You
But I
know,
think
I
that's
don't I don't think Ashley is a mean girl. And and the more the every episode makes me, really like her even more, honestly.
now I will say with this episode, I did get to see how why she is the way she is, which will lead us into the next scene, which was with her mother. So she's talking to her mom about the book and the things that she wrote in the book about her mom. She's telling her mother that she left him when she was 16 years old, which I still think that it's just something that don't sit right in my spirit hearing that. But then to hear her mother basically negate what she's saying, talking about, I left you, but when I left you, your god brother was there, your sister was there, and I took care of the bills. Instead of her hearing what Ashley is saying, like, I was a 16-year-old girl, and then the fact that her mother said that she was at 16 she was grown. At 16 years old, you're not grown. I don't know what her mother was thinking when she said that, but let me know what you thought about that scene.
It was
Are you there? Think you might have broke up on me. Are you serious, Jeremy?
oh, Hello?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting phone calls. My bad.
that's okay.
So I was saying like, yeah, it's pretty, pretty sad, and it reminds me her relationship with her mom is very, very similar to the relationship that I have with my own mom, honestly. So
Mhm.
it's like I find a lot of similarities between me and Ashley. Personality wise, the way she carries herself, how she operates throughout her life. I could say I'm a little bit similar. I'm very blunt, straightforward, a little bit dry, in person that is, on when I'm doing this stuff, I have to add entertainment value to it, so but I relate to Ashley a lot, and that conversation really pissed me off, and I thought the mama was just selfish.
I agree. I do believe the mother was selfish. Like I was saying last week with me and Chef Don Don, for me, I don't know if the mother was on drugs or if it's a mental disorder because I just don't understand how you can up and leave your 16-year-old child for a man. I just have an issue with that. And I
Hmm.
think, and this scene, like I said, this scene made me look at Ashley a lot differently because it made me understand why she is the way she is. It's because of her mother. So it just made me understand her a little bit more. And I have a similar, not exactly similar, but I have a situation with my biological mother where she and I don't see eye to eye. And I've told her how I feel about certain things, and much like how Ash's mom basically deflects, that's how my mom is, my birth mother. She'll deflect she'll deflect, and then she will basically try to blame other people for, things that happened. I'm about to be 34 years old this year, and she deflects for things that happened 34 years ago. So this thing made me look at Ashley a little bit differently, and it made me see, I saw a softer side to Ashley, and I actually liked this side that I saw of Ashley. So, as much as I say that Ashley does kind of give me mean girl, I say she give me mean girl vibes. She has her moments where she's not so mean and cold. So, I mean, I understand, I get that. So the next scene up is with your favorite person, Joy and Clifton, where they are at this shop looking for beard oil and stuff for his beard oil company. And he and Joy have a conversation about their wedding. And with their wedding, she's talking about the fact that, with them, everything with them was done on television. They met each other on Ready to Love. They got engaged on national television. So now she just wants something for herself. And I feel that that's a contradiction because if you wanted something for yourself, you wouldn't be on Love and Marriage DC. So tell me what you think about that.
I think that they're just making up something to have a disagreement about to be on the show. Simple as that. I have no doubt in my mind that Joy knows that she sounds crazy. And like, how are you gonna have a private? You get on the show and want to something private. Like I'm saying, doesn't make sense. I don't like Joy. I have nothing. More to add to her. I know like they're just trying to do anything just to have something to discuss on for their scene. Honestly,
So you think they just basically putting on for the show?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I do too, because going back to like last week's episode when they were talking about the fact that, do you believe that Joy and Clifton have known Arena and Jamie Freeland at the time of
No,
this
they
show?
like Ashley said they all met her last year.
Really?
Hmm.
So this was like prior to filming?
Yeah, they had just met her just like about a probably 6 months or so before filming.
And it's interesting because Carlos King talks about the Real Housewives of Potomac and how boring this season was, but his shows don't even give too much of authenticity these days.
It's hard to find authentic people, to be honest. Very, very hard, honestly.
You mean it like for reality TV or just in general?
In general.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I agree with that because I mean, look at what's going on with Potomac with Robin.
Yeah.
Nothing authentic is going on there. So I'll move on to the next scene. So the next thing we got is we see Quick So Quick is planning a party for Ashley for her birthday, and he's talking to her friend Alicia. So he's, wants Ashley and Alicia to be on time to the party. So Alicia pulled up to the house and she went inside to talk to Ashley. And, Ashley was basically telling her about the conversation that she had with her mom. And, I understand Ashley in this instance that she want her mom to accept, own up and be accountable for what she's done to her in the past. But I also agree with what her friend Alicia said. When it comes down to it, it's not the fact that it's her, it's not the fact that she's not going to own up to it, because she's in her mind made up what she believes is the truth that's happened in their relationship. So I feel like what she was basically trying to tell Ashley is you got to eventually come to grips with that's how she feels and that's how she's going to tell people. So you got to come to grips with that and just kind of move on, put your life together and just move on. What do you think about that scene with her and her friend?
I agree. I definitely agree. I think, I love their friendship, and I think Alicia is a real one. I love the conversation that they had, honestly. What about you?
I mean, I liked it because I think she was telling her, some real stuff. Like, I hate when people tell people you have to accept people for who they are. You don't necessarily have to accept people for who they are. You can go through the rest of your life and be like, you know what, that's how they are. That's how they are. I don't accept that, but I'm on, to move forward in my life. I just have to accept that I'm not going to get what I want from this person and move on. And I think that's what I need. I think that's what Ashley just needs to do. Ashley has her truth. Her mom, in her own warped way, has her truth. And, I just feel like, I know Ashley was talking about, she wouldn't want to be in a position where her kids tell her something about, how they felt growing up. But I think she can take that, be like, I don't want to be like my mom, and then be a better person. I think that goes, into why when she was talking about her son, how she wakes him up. I think she's doing things that she didn't get from her mother. So she wants to be that for her kids. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. How you want to like provide your kids the things that you didn't have. I'm here for it. I feel like it was just a lot of this was very straightforward. Very obvious. Like who would say I don't understand what Ashley is saying. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like I feel like this episode needed more.
It did. I want this season to pick up a little bit more. Like, it's not bad, but I do just want this season just to give me a little bit more than what it's currently
Yeah.
giving. Because this
I,
episode honestly felt like a filler episode, if I'm being honest.
yeah. It really did.
It didn't feel like nothing happened in this episode, because even the next scene that we're talking about is with Arena and Jamie, and they're talking about Winter, and the fact that she went to see Winter. And I agree with Jamie. Why did you even meet with Winter? What did you expect to get out of it? If you ignored this woman, what did you go to meet her for? And the receipts that Winter gave her, if you say that they're not true, so I just don't. I think that it was a pointless scene for her to sit down with her. Do you agree? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it was very pointless because Winter just came there to make a scene. Winter just want a reaction because Winter don't have friends on the show.
And that's the interesting thing when I think about Love and Marriage DC, how she's a a full-time cast member, when with these reality shows you typically, I mean, you have to be invited to cast events. And I know Love and Marriage Huntsville and DC don't do cast trips, but they have a lot of cast events. And I don't know how Winter's going to be a main cast member if you can't be invited. If Arena doesn't like you, Ashley doesn't like you, the husbands don't like you, who's inviting you? You're going to be like Mary Cosby on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, filming in your closet.
Yeah, definitely. It's giving. It's just giving awkward. She doesn't need to be there. She needs to go.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I know why they brought Winter back, because I think Winter last season was. I know you might not agree with it, but I think Winter was the fan favorite last season, and I think that's Carlos King is one of those people that no matter what people say on social media about them, he likes that. if it's negative or positive, he likes that. So he's going to continue to bring people back. I mean, look at Love and Marriage Huntsville. I don't think that, like, I know people want Destiny gone. I don't think Destiny's going anywhere.
I don't think she is either.
So I want to highlight this comment from Shayna. She says Winter did carry the show last season.
I don't think she carried anything, but I'm gonna sit back.
No, give your opinion. Who do you think? Who do you think carried the show last
We
season?
are,
I know you're
like
gonna. I feel like you're gonna say Ashley.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Chef Don Don, what's going on, friend?
He said I did agree with her friend. As hard as it can be, she was so right. Talking about Ashley's friend. I agree with that. So let's see what. But yeah, the next this like I said, this episode it just really was a bunch of filler. Because then we get to the party that Quick is having for Ashley.
Hmm.
So I want to say one thing about Quick. His clothes. I really want Quick to just go up one size when it comes to the clothing, because
Yeah,
his clothes are always like stuck to his body, like Winnie the Pooh. That's the only thing I
yeah.
would
For him to be so little, for him to find clothes smaller than himself is real crazy.
like. Even in his confessionals, his clothes are tight, and I just don't understand that. So everyone is at this party with the exception of Winter and Joy and Clifton, who are in Guatemala. I don't buy that, but if that's what they want to say, we'll let them have it. So the party, nothing in this scene really happened, other than the fact that Ashley showed up to the party. It was supposed to be a surprise party. Ashley was not surprised. I mean, she said, let me think. My friends haven't talked to me all day, and either they're throwing me a surprise party or they're the world's, basically the world's shittiest friends, and it's a surprise party. And she, like I said, wasn't at all surprised. Now, I do want to say one thing about her. Is that her assistant, the one with the crooked looking bangs and wig? Is that her
I
assistant?
don't, I'm not sure, honestly.
So I want to ask you a question about this scene because I saw a lot of, I know I was watching other people's reviews, and I felt the same way. So when the friend told Quick that Ashley's friend Alicia had a car accident, do you think that the assistant was kind of putting 20 on 10, even though Alicia's, her car is totaled, but Alicia's fine?
Yeah, it was definitely given, make a scene, like because it didn't make sense, why she was like she okay, like why you so like emotionally triggered.
Now, tell me, do you agree with Quick not telling Ashley? How would
No,
so you don't agree with it?
no, I don't agree. I believe you should have told her immediately.
Okay. I said the same thing because I was thinking about if it was my best friend, me and my best friend, we're like brother and sister. We've been friends for almost 20 years at this point. So any little thing I want you to tell me. And I mean, I don't agree with Quick doing it, but I know why I know I can understand his logic that he wants to, he wants to give his wife a party for her birthday and he don't want to damper the mood. But I still feel he should have told her when he found out and give her the opportunity to say, do I want to have this party or not? And not when she asks, where's Alicia? Oh, we'll talk about it later. No, let's talk about it right here, right now. Like I just didn't agree with that. I did not.
Yeah, it was given that he cared more about the party than about Alicia's safety, whatever. So I understood why she went in on him.
I'll talk about that because I understood, but I didn't like how she did it. Shannon said she's gonna check you out.
I mean,
Ashley
be
can be hard.
prepared. Be prepared, Shanna. It get lit over there.
He does. She says Ashley can be hard to like at times. I know you love Ashley, but I agree with that. Ashley can be kind of hard to like, at times. Like I said, it's her delivery. And I mean, I know people always say, you say when people say that they're direct, I always tell people sometimes being direct can also come off very rude. I know people don't mean that, but sometimes being direct can come off rude. If you don't, if you're talking to someone who's like sensitive and stuff like that, because I had a boss once before who said she was direct, but she was the furthest thing from direct. She was just a rude bitch.
I don't get that from Ashley. I do just get direct. I don't think that Ashley is trying to hurt people or be a bitch. I don't get that. I feel like
I don't think,
she just says things like she's not out here trying to sugarcoat things for people's feelings. And I understand that that's what some people may need, but I'm saying like it doesn't really look like any one of them besides Arena does that.
yeah,
Like nobody, it seems like that's a common trend like for the DC area, that all of them are just blunt and straightforward, so me personally, maybe because I was in the military, I don't know, I don't have an issue. I don't think it's that deep, I just like, she just says what she feels, and I'm saying you're on reality television, you're supposed to be straightforward and honest.
yeah,
Like you're not like, you don't hold your tongue and try to sugarcoat things that you got to say. This is the time when you need to say it, and everybody should be saying what they have to say and what they feel. That's what make a good that's what makes a good show, is everybody being unfiltered in themselves.
correct. Yeah, I don't have an issue with how what she says. Is just like I said, for me, it's how she says things sometimes. But I mean, I when it comes to this cast, I don't dislike anybody, and I don't stand. I don't go up for anybody. I like Winter, but I don't like go up for Winter because I could. The same way I say stuff about Ashley is the same way I can say when Winter is wrong. The one person that I can say that I might be like a fan of would be Arena, because I think Arena is neutral, but not in this episode. She was not neutral because at this party, she brought up the situation with Joy and how Joy and Clifton felt the way about the things that Ashley and Alicia said. So for me, when it comes to the things with that Joy, I still agree with Ashley. You're not a single mom, so why are you, how can you say anything to single mothers? Now, if you're talking about rated to love, I understand that, but she didn't say, she said the rated to love, she's talking about rated to love, but she said to single mothers. So I get Ashley's thing. It's like you're talking to single mothers about being rated to love. That's kind of that doesn't go together. So I got that. And like I said last week, I think Ashley, she said it more than once. And I mean, I think Joy got it the first time. She's not a single mother. Let's just let it go. Tell me what you think about that situation.
I agree with Ashley, period. I think like anytime that Joy gets pressed, I'm okay with it.
You still got that. You still feel a way about Joy from the Rated to Love reunion.
Absolutely, she deserves to be pressed. Why can't she be pressed the same way she likes to press other people?
I agree. And like I mean, I agree with that. I agree. Anytime that somebody presses Joy, I'm here for it. I don't mind it. After what she did to Dakia, so I'm here for it. Now we find out that Joy has blocked both Sherelle and her husband. Is his name Block? Whatever his name is, she blocked them on Instagram. So what do you think about her doing that? And him saying that he doesn't, he's talking about he was dating one of the girls. I think he said he dated one of the girls from the group and they became best friends with each other. Do you think it's more that he's not telling?
Yeah, probably. But don't be mad at Sharella. Like Sharella, they're like, she may not have known. Be mad at the dude. You
So
have all of this. Hmm?
do you think it might be a situation like an overlap?
Yeah, possibly.
And when it comes to Joy, I think Joy is just a petty person, even though that's about to be her last name. But I think she's petty because it didn't sound like it was anything detrimental. I mean, I get you might have become friends with the girl that he dated and he's now married to somebody else, but it doesn't give you the reason to block the woman if you've never had any interactions with her, never spoke to her or anything like that. So it gives. Now, I will say with Joy, she definitely gives Mean Girl. She's given Mean Girl since Rated to Love for me. And I'm never gonna see it for Joy. Anytime somebody presses Joy, I will be here for it no matter what.
Exactly.
Back cut into a wall, like New York was gonna back Boots into a wall.
I get it.
Yeah, back cut into a wall. So next up, they talk about little Jamie. At this point, I'm kind of tired of it because I see on social. Now, here's my issue with the Love and Marriage DC, with Love and Marriage cast, all of them. They go to social media for everything. They have issues with what the fans say. They want to argue with the fans on social media. So I see a lot on social media that Jamie argues back and forth with people, and I wish he would stop. You're the one that signed up for the reality TV show. You put your life on this on display for the world to see. You put your life out there for people to have an opinion on. So I saw a picture that he posted of him and Lil Jamie at a basketball game. So in this scene right here, they were talking about Lil Jamie and the fact that Arena feels like Lil Jamie is has issues with potentially unliving himself. Which if he is, I wish they would get him some counseling for that. But Jamie feels that he is using this to get attention, and he calls his son a bum on national television. Tell me what you thought about that.
You already know what I thought. I just think that he's trash. He's definitely giving trash. It's once again he embarrasses his son on nationally syndicated television. It's very sad to watch. Very, very sad to watch. You
It
know,
is,
and I think it's crazy not to take your child's suicide, you know, plea seriously. Because if he actually went through with it, Jamie would feel terrible about himself, and he would never be able to forgive himself.
and that's what I said in my video. I was thinking that like you're saying that like it's one thing to say stuff on camera, but and this is not some dude off the street. This is your son. Like he's talking about he's been doing it since he was 16 and he's 20, 26, 27 now. And there are people who have made, even Ashley made mention to this in the episode, that she has made multiple attempts on her life, but she's still here. And there are so many people who do make multiple attempts on their lives and they still happen to still be around. But I even said on my video this past Sunday or whenever I did it, that there was a YouTuber. I don't know if you ever watched him, but his name was Ty Couture, and he had talked about his struggles with suicide a lot of times. But then I think in 2018 or 2019 he actually went through with it, and so
Yeah,
he's no longer here. So you can say people, and sometimes it is a cry for help. It's not a cry for attention. It's a cry saying, I'm in a bad way. I need somebody to help me. Any little bit of help you can give me, some people would appreciate that. So I didn't like him saying that in this particular episode because I just thought that was really rude. And I mean, that is your son. Just because he said he's been doing it since he was 16, it doesn't mean that he's doing it for attention. It just means that he doesn't know, he doesn't have an avenue. He doesn't feel safe. One, probably talking to you about what's going on in his life, and then you beat down on him to call him a bum. I just thought that was really low to call him a bum. You may
yeah.
get in your head, but to verbalize it for America, for however many people watch this show, to say that out loud, I didn't like that. Excuse me, husbands, y'all could at least have. Hey, Dominique.
Oh, hey, wifey, what's good?
But yeah, I just thought it was a little low for him to say that about his son, that he was a bum. Because he, like you said, he would feel really bad and really shitty if, God forbid, something happens to his son.
Yep.
But like I said, and going back to what I was saying about social media with these people, they say so much. They put their lives on display for us to see, but then when we have opinions on it, they have an issue with the opinions that we have. And it's like, what do you want me to do? Just sit here and watch and not have anything to say? Because that would be boring. It would be like I'm agreeing with everything that you say and do. Because I know last week, little Jamie came out in defense of his dad, talking about his dad has done this for him and his dad has done that for him. Then why do y'all show the negative side on television? Like, I'm confused about that. If your relationship is so positive, you show nothing but negativity on the show.
Is
Like,
is exactly because they like it, and they're so overtly sensitive about criticism too. It's so annoying.
yeah, that's why when it comes to the own shows, I don't like being on social media because even with the Rated to Love cast, they are very reactive and they want to respond to everything, and then they want to blame everything on editing, and it's like there's only so much that these people can edit into a show, and even what they edit, you gave it to them. So when it comes to Carlos and his shows, I want him to tell his cast to have social media if they can't handle it.
Exactly. Get up off social media if you're too sensitive. And then like if you feel so sensitive, watch what you show on the TV. You can't
Yeah,
get mad at us for, calling out the stuff that y'all are doing.
I think the only show that Carlos King has that the only show that he has where the cast members are not, they'll laugh at the shady stuff is Bell Collective. I think that is the only show that I've saw where his cast members will either just laugh and have fun with us on social media. But the Love and Marriage cast members, they want to defend every single thing that happens on this show, and it annoys the hell out of my spirit, and I want to block all of them.
As you should.
So we'll move over to the last scene of this episode, and it is with Ashley and Quick. So she finally found out that Alicia had the car accident, and she was upset with Quick, rightfully so. So they went outside. She called Alicia. Alicia didn't answer the phone when she called her, and when she Quick said, "Do you want to check on her?" She was like, "She's not answering the phone." And then she was talking about. She told him. I think she said to him, "You don't have any friends, or your friends are trash, or something like that." I get that she was upset with Quick in that particular moment, but when she said that to him, I'm like, damn, like that was a little harsh. I mean, it might be true, but I think it was a little harsh. But I know you're gonna feel otherwise. But tell me how you feel about her in that
I did
scene.
think that was quite harsh, actually.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
I am
I
shocked.
wouldn't have said. I'm not the type to, I Jeremy is a very I'm peaceful in relationships. I don't really like to get into verbal disagreements that much. Like, and if we do, I feel like it's a way for us to speak to one another. And like, I'm not trying to hit, low blows or digs, with somebody that I'm gonna have to lay down with at the end of the day. At the end of the day. So me personally, I try my best to bring peace into somebody's life. But I understand after being together for like 15 to 20 years, sometimes you really just don't feel that peaceful.
I get that, but it's like you said, you don't want to, ugh, this is somebody that you got to go home with and lay down with. So, I mean, you got to think about that. I do want to point out this comment that I just saw. The problem with the Love and Marriage DC cast is none of them are friends in real life.
I don't think it's that. I just think that they don't have enough bold personalities. I feel like majority of these reality shows don't have people who were friends in real life.
And I think that can also be an issue with some of these shows. Like, um, I mean, let's look at Love and I don't like talking about them when they're not on, but the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast, when it first started with the comeback group, you can see that they might not have been the best of friends, but you can see that they had a real relationship with each other. And then when you add in people like Destiny, Stormy, you can start to feel like they're doing certain things just for camera time. And I feel like that's what Love and Marriage DC is with some of them, not all of them. I feel like Ashley's putting her real life on the show. I feel like Raina and Jamie are putting their real life on the show. Winter doesn't have a Winter doesn't have a storyline. I just thought about that. She has no storyline. Joy and Cliff didn't have no storyline. And then even, a show that's coming back next week, Basketball Wives, none of those women are friends with each other. And it shows how bad with how bad that show has gotten. That they're just forcing things to happen among the collective.
I agree. I mean, but honestly, I feel like, you just need to have a good cohesive unit of people. They don't necessarily have to know each other, but they have to have some type of synergy.
Yeah, have some kind of synergy, and it's even fine if you form relationships off the camera and then you make it translates on screen. I'm cool with that. Like I feel like that. I mean, even with a lot of these shows, you said none of them are might not be friends with each other. Like let's the show like Potomac, because I believe some of these ladies have tried out for Potomac, if I'm not mistaken. I know I saw Arena on an episode of Potomac, and I believe I heard that Ashley had tried out. I'm not positive, but I mean, it's just a lot with this show in particular. It's just with Love and Marriage, Huntsville, and DC. It's just a lot. I feel like, honestly, in my personal opinion, I feel like Carlos King is trying to make his own version of the Real Housewives.
Oh, he definitely is.
I think that's really what the issue is. I think he's so obsessed with Housewives that he's trying to make his own version of the show, and it doesn't. Love and Marriage Huntsville, Love and Marriage DC, and Bell Collective, and I don't think it translates that well because people can see what he's doing, and it doesn't come across as authentic. It feels like he misses being on Bravo, so now that he's on OWN, let's try to take that formula and replicate it, but it's not the best.
I agree.
Right. So is there any, I mean, is there anything that you want to discuss about the episode overall?
I mean, like the episode was pretty dry, honestly. I felt
Mhm.
this really revolved a lot around Ashley's, story with her mom. And I feel like that, that story is kind of straightforward. I would never agree with the mom. you
Mhm.
know, I will like it's not really a way like a gray area in that, you literally left your children at home at 16. So yeah,
And that's why I say with her mom, I wonder if it's if it was drug because I if it was drugs or a mental illness because that's just very irrational.
I don't know. I don't think it's in neither of those because, like, you can't be a drug addict, deep hard like that and be able to provide and work continuously. That's not how it works.
Yeah. Now, did you catch what Ashley said about her mom and the guy that she was with when she had her son Antonio? That the man left her when she wanted to be a grandmother,
Yeah.
and
I,
I wonder how long she spent with that man before that happened. Like that's you kind of pawned your kid off, and then went with a man that dumped you the minute that you want to become, daughter had a child, and you want to be a grandmother. That's basically ain't shit nigga. If you want me to be honest,
yeah, of course he is.
that's an ain't shit nigga,
Period.
and I don't rock with that.
At all.
But I do think, I mean, for Ash, I hope she gets closure with her mother, however that's gonna be. I hope she's able to find that closure because I don't think her mom is not gonna be who she wants her to be, and she's not going to own up to leaving her. And I just
Yeah.
want Ashley to accept that and accept and be like, it's kind of like how I feel about Doctor. Do you watch Real Housewives of Miami?
No.
You don't?
Mm-mm.
Also, a cast member on there. Her name is Nicole, and her dad. He went to prison and he got out of prison, and he has young girlfriends, and everybody in her family wants her to make up with her dad, and they're telling her to accept him for who he is, which is a flaw. He's a flawed person, and he showed up to a meeting with her drunk as hell, but people want her to accept him for who he is, and he won't apologize to her for anything that he's done in her life. And I just don't agree with people who say that kind of stuff to anybody. Like like with my biological mother, I tell her, it's like it's almost as if you want to blame me. I didn't ask to be born. You're the parent, not me. And I kind of feel like that's how it was with Ashley's mom. It's like you want to play because she talked about Ashley was a bad girl. She was 16. Like, what 16-year-old doesn't have their own set of, issues? When I was 16, I wasn't perfect. I got in trouble in school. I did, I gave my mom the blues, but she still, was there to be a parent to me. So I didn't like her excuse of Ashley was a bad kid and that she was a grown woman. 16 is not a grown woman. Like on no place on this earth is 16 years old a grown woman. She may be developed or whatever, but that's not a grown woman, man.
Right.
I just feel like her mother was deflecting.
Like she definitely was. Definitely.
All right, so that's really all that happened in this pretty dry episode. So let the people know what's coming up on your channel.
My channel really doesn't have a set schedule. So, the only way to find out, what I got going on is, to look at my community, tab posts. I'm more so sporadic with my uploads, and I often, update, my community tab, when I'm like a few hours before I do anything. And then also you can always check my timeline on my, of my content to see if I have anything scheduled. But right now I don't have anything scheduled yet.
I know I saw you winning on Robin Dixon this past week.
Yes, I did.
I got to get caught up on that. I'm over. Did you talk about what happened with her, with the lady coming out yesterday?
No, I think we talked about that on conversations with Sean's channel.
I am not. I saw you post that, but I didn't know who that was. So I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, we basically talked about that over there, and I just needed to hurry up and get my review done for the actual episodes because I was gonna do it today, but me and you were collaborating today, so I just needed to hurry up and get my video, my recap finished and wrapped up, so I didn't have any like other, deadlines to me. I just can't. That's why I don't be doing schedules. Like, I can't. Mm-mm.
I'm a structured person. That's how I am in life. I'm just very structured. Because if I don't do something with a schedule, I will feel off. So yeah. So you got to do Potomac. That episode was boring, so I wouldn't expect you to say much with that. For that to be a finale, it was very dry.
Oh, I said a lot.
Really?
I definitely made it lit. Yeah, I can always, I be trying to like, do what I gotta do or whatever. You can it's already uploaded.
Okay, I'm gonna look at it.
All you have to do is just go. It's the latest video.
Okay, I'm gonna go look at it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I'm gonna put your link. I'm gonna put your information in. Now, see, I don't know how to do this chat, and I don't have no moderators, so I will put your link in the comments below. And that's really all we got.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. So will we be on your channel next week?
Yep.
All right. So yeah, you guys check us out next week for episode 4 on Jeremy's channel.
Period. Thank you so much, you guys. You guys have a beautiful, beautiful rest of y'all day, and I plan on doing the same.
Bye, y'all.